What is up? It's NFL Week 9. I'm Ryan Weisse, and this is Club Fantasy's Thrive Top 5. Let's get the basics out of the way. If you're not playing player props on Thrive Fantasy, what are you doing? All seriousness, check the link in the description. Thrive is matching opening deposits up to $100 when you use our link. They're running promos all the time. It's awesome. There's two different ways to play on Thrive. There's a DFS-like option where you choose player props based on points. The more points you get, the more likely you are to take down big prize pools. We put an article out about that every week written by Chris Molina. You're going to find that link in the description. But they also do what are called house props in their prop lobby. And with this, what it is it's a money multiplier. You can pick 2, 3, or 4 player props. The more you pick, the more they multiply your money, but they all have to be right. And that's what this video is all about. I'm going to give you my top 5 Thrive props from the house lobby, from the prop lobby. Last week we hit on 3 of 5. That's 4 consecutive weeks on hitting on 3 of 5. 3 pay 6.2 times your money. So we continue to multiply your money with these as long as you're picking the right of my top 5. We're going to obviously shoot for 5 for 5 this week. Last week, Daniel Jones let us down against Kansas City. Still don't quite know how that happened. And Carson Wentz got so close in a game that went into overtime. I think he was 10 yards off. We were so close to 4 out of 5. This is going to be our week. So we're going to start with my favorite prop. This week, it's one of my favorite players in all of fantasy, Cordero Patterson, over 70 total yards. This just seems way too easy to me. New Orleans gives up 93 total yards to running backs. They also give up 209 yards to wide receivers. If you followed fantasy or football this year, you know that Patterson's kind of that hybrid. With Calvin Ridley likely to miss this game, Patterson's probably going to be even more involved. 3 running backs have hit this 70-yard total against the Saints. 10 wide receivers have done it in 7 games. Cordero Patterson's done it in 4 of his 7 games this year. I have him at 77 yards. It's my favorite prop this week. Number 2 is going to be Marquis Hollywood Brown going over 61 receiving yards, taking on the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings give up almost 190 yards to wide receivers per game this year. 9 wide receivers have crossed this mark in 7 games, and Marquis has done it in 5 of his 7 games. I have him at 74 yards, more than 10 yards over that over. Number 3, same game, other side of the field, Kirk Cousins over 270 passing yards. Baltimore is giving up 312 yards to quarterbacks this year per game. They are not the great defense we remember from the past. 4 quarterbacks have hit this number in 7 games, and Cousins has done it 4 times himself. I have him at 311, right at what Baltimore is normally allowing, and way over this over. Number 4 is going to be Teddy Bridgewater taking on the Dallas Cowboys over 258 passing yards. 4 quarterbacks have actually done this against the Cowboys, and 5 teams because there was an injury in there. So in 7 games, it's happened 5 times. Bridgewater has done it 4 of 7 games. I have him at 284 yards. And for the first time ever on my list, I'm going to choose an under. Trevor Lawrence under 225 yards passing. And that's a low number, but the Buffalo Bills only give up 194 passing yards per game. 6 quarterbacks have failed to hit this number against the Buffalo Bills in 7 games. While Lawrence has only failed to hit it 3 times, it's a little bit risky. And what I get into that is in my projections, when I projected Lawrence at a full workload, I had him at 264 yards, which is obviously over. However, the Bills only give up about 20 completions per game. And at that number, he falls down to the 200 to 210 mark, easily hitting this under. And that's why I like it as my first ever under on my Thrive top 5. So those are my top 5 for the week. And as I mentioned, you can do money multipliers. If you pick 2 and they're both right, you get 3.6 times your money. If you pick 3, 6.2 times your money. And if you pick 4, it's 11 times your money. I'm making this video on Saturday. These props are subject to change, so keep an eye on it, especially if that Lawrence number gets lower. I start to get a little bit worried at that case, but maybe it even gets higher and plays out better for you. Sometimes that happens. Make sure you check that link, start playing on Thrive, win some money in the prop lobby. Check Chris Molina's article in the description as well. That's going to help you out in the DFS segment. And remember, in the prop lobby, we're not even competing against each other. You can win, I can win. Let's go get that money. Good luck.